I would say, I'll divide the last 5 years into two segments. One is just before the pandemic hit, and the time before. The time before, when you are looking at a candidate, even if the fitment after the evaluation is like maybe a 70% or a 65%, companies are willing to take a call in terms of, okay, let's go in for that candidate. We can provide internal training and then bridge that gap. In the last 18 months or so, the appetite for doing that has come down. So which means companies are looking at candidates who can, join and start running right from the beginning. So which means whatever skill set that they're looking at has to have a great match. The person, the less appetite for looking at people who has not so great communication. So um, it's like a perfect resources, which is so you see a lot of candidates which are, who do not proceed after 2 or 3 rounds. A lot of people fall, after evaluation because appetite is much lesser. And the reason why, when I check that, so I as a hiring head, I asked a question back to the hiring team saying that, see, we all know that our need is X number of people to be onboarded. That's a big number. Why don't we look at getting people who are 80% fitment, okay, or 75% fitment, and then we have a strong internal training team who can bridge that gap, and they also have the confidence. But whatever be it, they said no, the client expectation has gone up. It's just not going to work out. Fine. So we would want to have people who would meet all these criteria only then. And what they need to realize is that these people who are most sought after are the ones which are sought after by other companies also. Meaning, if it's full stack Java developer, all the companies are looking for the same. And we are seeing each candidate having 4 or 5 offers at a given time. And this is totally a candidate market, meaning the kind of negotiation, when we finally have that HR discussion, the kind of increase that without a flinch, they'll ask those exorbitant increases, and that's fine. Meaning, if you don't get this, they know that some other company is going to pay them. So it's a very unhealthy trend now because it's like a heavy bargaining. But as you look at the talent market, it's very seasonal, Ranjit, because what is happening now is that ever since the pandemic hit, companies, especially 2020, companies froze all the hiring. So all the people on bench started getting used. People who went, their position was not filled or backfilling was not happening. So till to 2020 November, where I'm sure each, I can tell from an IBS point of view, where each team was stretched, meaning we each hiring had to have a internally approval before we are able to release an offer. That much scrutiny was there. So which means no bench. Each team, if they were managing with 400 team members previously, they're looking at 10% or 15% lesser people, but still having to deliver. And all floodgates opened up by November, December 2020, where every company started hiring because they knew that life has to go on. The pandemic is here to stay. IT companies were doing exceptionally well anyway. So when the market saw the huge upsurge in the talent required, the demand for talent went up, salary scales have gone up. The candidates knew that they are in demand, and then and this is the best time to negotiate and get the best what the market offers, and then make hay while the sun shines. So this is the time when the sun is shining, and then either you get your hay dried up and for use for later. So all of them have that, it's again a peer pressure, meaning somebody has got an 80% increase or a 50, 60, 70% increase. It is the peers also feel that if I don't do now, I'm going to be falling way behind the market, or the whatever is the market benchmark in terms of the compensation. So that adds to the worry, and people are looking to jump. They might have a great company that they are associated with, but because of this peer pressure, there's a inherent pressure within them to try the market. And many of them may make a huge mistake because of what they have proven themselves in a particular company. That may not be the case in a different environment at all. So what I would say is that in a nutshell, the talent acquisition space is seasonal in nature. Right now it's on an upswing, but I'm sure within the next 4 or 5 months, it's going to stabilize and come down. And then it'll come back to the old thing. So it's upswing and downswing. It is each cycle, the time of which the upswing has, it varies from year to year, but then right now it's on an upswing.